Welcome back to Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team DX. In the last part, we went out to Buried Relic, we battled the Reggies, we assembled a music box. There was still a little more for us to do there, so in between parts I went back, I tried to recruit Mew. I did not succeed, but I did get through the entire dungeon, all 99 floors, and got some nice rewards for it. So that's nice. I'm going to continue to try and recruit Mew off camera. But as for now, it's back to the Rainbow Wing story arc for us. It's time for Ashley to head out to Mount Faraway. And the eagle-eyed of you will notice the Pokemon list is pretty much full. And that's because I already tried this dungeon. It was difficult. We got to about the 45th floor before we could go no further, but I'm going to give this another attempt and see if we can do it this time. I'm sticking with the same team I used that time, but I've made a couple of changes. Most notably, Titania is using the weather band, because there are a lot of weather conditions in this dungeon that we need to deal with. So, without any further ado, let's head out to Mount Faraway. Right then, so kicking things off, we've got a Magcargo. Let's see what we can do to you. Oh, immediately we get a level up, nice. We got a bunch of level ups from going through Buried Relic and trying this dungeon, as you can see. So that's level 59 for Discord now. So we're pretty strong, but this dungeon is also pretty strong. There are a lot of Pokemon here that can cause a lot of problems. They're really strong, they take a lot of hits, and I'm going to try and keep them at arm's length as much as I can. This team is quite good at that. We have Heat Wave, we have Discharge, and Titania has a lot of utility as well. We have Wish, for example. Air Slash can flinch Pokemon a lot. Ow, geez, that does so much damage. And fortunately, something that I got really used to when going through this dungeon the first time was making sure I was using Wish as effectively as possible. It only heals Pokemon that are adjacent to Titania, and it takes that turn to wind up as well. But I've gotten a bit more used to it now, and I feel a little bit more confident about using it. I said before I think Moonlight is better, and I still agree. I think the fact that it's a room-wide heal that's instant just makes it objectively better than Wish. But there are a couple of things you can do with Wish that you can't do with Moonlight, such as setting up a heal in advance. And I also kind of like the element of strategy involved in positioning your Pokemon so that the right Pokemon are getting healed, or that Titania is in the right position to heal everybody. What's going on over there? That's a Hariyama, and there's a Growlithe as well. Fortunately, this is something that we are perfectly capable of dealing with from a distance. Yeah, you got this, Discord. Yep, you're continuing to have this, Discord. So this is a really long dungeon, 60 floors, and as I said, we made it about 45 in before not being able to make it any further last time. Here we go, these are the weather conditions, so we'll see the weather band kick in now for Titania. This should mean that we don't take any damage from the hail. I'm wondering if that applies to all Pokemon or just Titania though. I'm sure we'll find out. It would be nice to have weather orbs and such, but there are just so many different weather conditions happening all the time that we just couldn't carry enough weather orbs. Honestly, having a Pokemon with Cloud 9 or Airlock would be really, really good, but we don't have those. We have not rematched Rayquaza, we have not recruited Rayquaza. And I don't think we have any Pokemon with Cloud 9, unfortunately. Anyone who knows me actually knows that Cloud9 is my favorite esports team, so there's a joke to be made there. But anyway, moving on. We're actually finding the stairs quite quickly so far, but this happened last time as well. We made decent progress through the first few floors, and then everything went really badly. I don't think we were on that floor for long enough to really assess whether the weather band was doing what we needed it to do. Oh, this is scary. That thing probably has guts, doesn't it? We should be able to take it out before it gets into range, but a Guts Belly Drum Hariyama could very easily sweep us. And there are a lot of Pokemon in the dungeon that are capable of doing things like that. So, again, we're just going to try and keep them at arm's length wherever possible. So we're going to be here for a while. Fortunately, I have a couple of topics to talk about. as I tend to do these days. I'm a little bit more prepared than I used to be. And one comes from a comment and from a discussion that we've been having a lot in videos and in comments recently. In the last part, we talked about the potential of a new Mystery Dungeon game. And I talked about my wish list, I suppose, for what kinds of things I would like to see in a new Mystery Dungeon game, and I'd like to develop further on that as well. I talked mostly about the gameplay elements, but someone brought up a really good point about what about the story? The story is a massive part of the Mystery Dungeon games, and I didn't really touch on that at all when I talked about a new one. And I think part of that is because the only Mystery Dungeon games I've played are Explorers and the Rescue Team games, and the stories in those two games are very similar. As I've said before, Explorers pretty much just developed on the concept that the Rescue Team games established. The stories are very, very similar. Explorers does it better, there's a lot more to it, but overall, it's a very similar kind of story. You're right over there, Titania. Oh, at least we can grab this money. Oh. We can deal with you. Heatwave is good. Oh, right, you're a steel type. I'm a fairy type. That's not a great matchup. I always forget that Togekiss is a fairy type now. That's one of the things I think I've had the hardest time adjusting to with newer Pokemon games, is the addition of the fairy typing and how it's changed certain Pokemon and type matchups and such. Just simply because I don't play the games as much now as I used to. Back in the day, when Pokemon was the only game I played, I knew most of what there was to know. But as time has gone on, I've been playing more and more different games, and my knowledge of Pokemon hasn't necessarily declined, but it hasn't improved at the same rate as it used to. But I'm getting completely off topic here, because I was supposed to be talking about what I would like in a new story, in a new Mystery Dungeon game. And I don't really mind what they do with the story, as long as it's delivered in the same way as the previous games, and I talked a lot about how they like to develop the world and develop the characters. Who's leveling up? Is that Ashley? That's Ashley, level 60. That may be just what we need to get through this 60-floor dungeon. But yeah, I don't really mind what they choose to do with the story, as long as it's still delivered in that same way. A golem. Yeah, I saw this one coming. Gosh darn it. There's, like, not much I can really do about that. Are you? You are diagonally... Right. There is something I can do about this, actually, which is... Where are my wands? Let's just petrify you and leave you be. Titania, let's wish to heal up Discord. Yeah, keeping them at arm's length is fine until they decide to just do the same thing as I'm doing to them. A two-edged wand. I actually picked up one of these earlier, or some of these earlier. Waving it at Pokemon always reduces that Pokemon's HP to 1, but it also reduces your own HP to half its maximum. If your HP is already at half or lower, it won't be lowered anymore. It's a pretty cool wand. Kind of risky, but I like it. There's another golem here. We're just gonna have to try and hit these guys hard. We already did plenty of damage to that last one. Looks like we burned the other one as well. Okay, handled it, cool. But to conclude what I was saying about what I'd like to see in a new Mystery Dungeon game, primarily, I want to see the same balance between an overarching threat and personal risk in the story. I've talked endlessly about how I love how developed the characters in the world are, but the reason that that is so good and the reason I keep going on about it is because it ties in to that element of personal risk in the story that goes alongside the big cataclysmic threat. And I think the balance between those two things is something that's not necessarily unique to the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games, but certainly something that defines them. It's never quite as simple as just saving the day. There's always a little bit more to it. Hey. Hey. Oh, wait. That was a whole lot of stuff that happened there. We'll swap out this Plain Seed. Plain Seeds are kind of cool. I talked about that before, how you can use them with small stomach to restore all your belly. And it actually gives them some kind of use. Oh no, no, no! Ah. RNG, man. If any of those had missed, we would have been fine. Here we are, weather condition number 2. There's a Tyranitar on this floor with a sand stream, so we're gonna have to deal with a sandstorm. I don't know where it is. This is a monster house. Do I want to really deal with a monster house? We could probably handle it, but those are famous last words. We have Discharge, we have Heat Wave. I think we can handle it. What do we got in here, then? A really varied bunch. Mudsport lowers electric-type moves' power. Rain Dance is going to lower Heat Wave's power. Well, this is not optimal. But we still managed to take out a couple there. And at least... Oh, crap. Well, actually... That golem kind of did a lot of work for us. That's not too bad. Let's just keep going back here. Let's not put ourselves in any adverse situations. Okay. Stay away from me. Oh, I only had 1 hit left anyway. Oh gosh, another one. It just popped out of nowhere. But yeah, this dungeon is pretty difficult, as you can see. Probably my fault for walking into the monster house. I didn't really need to. Right. Let's swap out the plain seed, but let's actually eat it. Something that's really difficult is rock types get increased special defense in Sandstorm, which is like really nuanced, and there's not a lot of situations where it's actually very useful. But it's really, really helpful here when all of our attacking moves are special based other than Wild Charge and Aerial Ace. As you can see, we are doing very, very little damage because of the Sandstorm increase. So I mentioned at the beginning of the video that I went back to Buried Relic to try and recruit Mew, and I put about 2.5 hours into it, went through the whole dungeon, all 99 floors, which I didn't plan on doing originally, but my escape orb got turned into a big apple by an apple trap. So I had no choice, I had to stay for the whole dungeon because there were no escape orbs in that entire dungeon. It got me thinking about long dungeons in this game, and this is a 60-floor dungeon. We've had a couple of 40-floor dungeons, and there are longer dungeons in the game that we haven't done yet. And I just really don't like long dungeons in this game. It's so draining. You have to be constantly vigilant for, you know, upwards of 2 hours at points. And a single mistake can mean the end of it, which is a challenge, and I appreciate it as a challenge, but it's not outside of the realm of possibility that we get to the 59th floor on this dungeon and something goes horribly wrong and I have to start all over again. It's a massive time sink, and maybe I just respect my own time more now, but I have a lot less patience for these kinds of things now compared to when I was younger. What's a sleeping Tyranitar here? Ah, that one's not asleep! Ah! Jeez. Right. I really need to be more careful. Can't burn through all of these Reviver Seeds here and now. Right then, we've made it about halfway through the dungeon. We get to see this cool new look. I'm kind of out of things to talk about, and we still got a lot of dungeon left, so I'm going to focus really hard on not messing up so that we can get through here. 40th floor, another new theme, another new set of Pokemon. Here's a Swampert. That's something I really do like about this dungeon, is it has a lot of distinct themes and a lot of distinct different Pokemon that appear on the different floors. It does add a lot of challenge because you're dealing with Tyranitar and Sandstorm on one floor, you're dealing with Alakazam and Blaziken, who can both Mega Evolve and mess you up on another floor. In fact, a lot of the Pokemon in here are capable of Mega Evolving. Tyranitar is, I believe. And we just saw a Swampert that can as well. So many really, really strong Pokemon that can completely destroy you if you make a single mistake. But there is varied challenge, at least in this dungeon. It's not just a really long dungeon. I'm going to avoid that monster house down there. I'm not about that. I'm not going to take that risk. Oh, looks like there's a large enemy on this floor. Haven't seen one of those in a while. Wonder what it could be. I'm assuring myself that it's not going to be a Gyarados. It wouldn't be a Gyarados in a dungeon like this, right? There's no way. You're very much in the way, sir. Excellent. You have done well to come this far. You have overcome countless challenges, fought through many dangerous situations, and finally ascended to the very peak of Mount Faraway. Truly, only the chosen have reached the summit. However, this is not the end. I am Ho-Oh, the builder of rainbows across the sky. Only when you overcome me in battle, that is when this mountain is conquered. This is the final challenge. Here I come. First of all, this battle scene is amazing. Second of all, Rainbow Light, it's a cataclysm. While the master of this dungeon is bathed in light, its HP will be restored and its bad statuses will be healed. Well, that doesn't sound great. Doesn't look like there's much we can do about that. And don't have any All Protect Orbs. Simply just don't have any of them at all. So we're gonna have to try and survive. How much damage is this gonna do? Okay, that was a lot of damage, but it wasn't too much damage. We're gonna pop a wish. We're gonna use the Oran Berries to heal up where we can. And hopefully the wish will cover us if it hits us again. Yeah, Discord went down. That's fine. We've got Reviver Seeds. That's not a problem. We can handle this. Now, we've got a wish on its way. I think we're going to... We don't have any Pounce ones. Dang. That would have been what I really wanted to do here, because I want to get Discord in range for his Wild Charge. But since we can't really do that, and approaching is a bad idea since Titania has a wish prepped, we're just going to use the Empowerment Seed this turn. Discord will still do a ton of damage with Discharge, with these stat boosts. Let's heal up Titania with another Oran Berry. And Wish should come through momentarily. Sacred Fire. Woo-hoo-hoo. Okay, that was a lot of damage, but that is exactly what I want from Wish. It cancelled my Mega Evolution, though. That is really rude. Okay. We need to heal this burn, and we need Discord in range for Wild Charge. That is his primary damage source. No, Titania's down. Revive. Get up. Okay. You wish this turn. We'll walk forward the second turn. Again, we're going to heal up with the Oran Berries. It's so nice to have this dual healing strategy. Why are you using Discharge? Haha, you missed. Okay, let's stop Discord from using Discharge right now. The heal coming through from the Rainbow Light isn't too major. What was it, 50? That's not too bad. Discord, that's all you need to do. We can walk forward this turn. Ashley's best move is Heat Wave here, and Steamroll means that we're doing neutral damage, so it's fine. She's fine where she is. There we go. That's a lot of damage coming through from Wild Charge. The heals from Wish are just fantastic. They keep on coming through, keeping us topped up. We're going to keep on doing that. But we need to heal that burn off of Discord again. I have a second Empowerment Seed. I'm going to try and use that whenever we have the window to do that. Whirlwind. Ah, no. Discord, come back. This is where I really wish we had a Pounce Wand. Wait a second. I have a Switcher Wand. I don't think it's a good idea to use a Switcher Wand, though. No. Titania. Okay, Let's use the empowerment seed on Discord. He has to walk back. It's going to take him some time. But it's fine. It's important that he does walk back. I don't want to use his turn on the empowerment. Dang, that does a lot of damage. And it just straight up cancels my Mega Evolution every time. Okay. So there's no reason to do that. And it also burns Discord every time. Come on, man. Give us a chance. We did it! Dang, that was a cool fight. I had to think a lot about that one. Team Sky Blue's courage in the fierce battle left an impression on Ho-Oh. You can now access the Rainbow Peak camp and... Ho-Oh joined your team. It has the rare quality recoil boost. You and Discord will get along. One day, in a small cave in the distant west, hey, get a move on. This is rough going. What's wrong with you? You're gonna whine about it now? Let me think. Wasn't it you who wanted to explore this place? Saying you'd found a new cave and all. Yeah, I just happened to be swimming by in the sea when I spotted this cave. I didn't expect it to be a dungeon this rough. Ha! I thought a different team would be a good change of pace, but you're pathetic. So much for Mr. Big Shot Blastoise. What? Call me pathetic, will you? What you've seen of me so far is nothing. Never. Underestimate Blastoise! Hurrah! Haha! There, you're still feeling feisty. That's the spirit. I think we're getting close. Let's keep it going. Oh, so you did that to motivate me. Thanks. Hey, no problem. Let's move. Huh? What's wrong? Are you still wiped out? No, that's not it. Just now. Did you hear something? I thought I heard a voice. No, I don't hear anything. Is it you? Who disturbs my sleep? Is it you? Who's there? Who are you? Show yourself. Me. I was engineered. Created only to fight. The most powerful of all Pokémon. Ah! Ah! The next day. I've always wondered, who would be the most powerful Pokémon of all? What, there's someone besides Rayquaza? Is that it? Well, sheesh, Rayquaza destroyed a star! Wabafet! Who else but Rayquaza would be able to do that? Wabafet! But there's Groudon. Isn't that tough? Is that true? Why, even Alakazam's team couldn't defeat it. Wabafet! Legend has it that Groudon shaped the continents is an incredible Pokemon. Wabafet! Hey, you came along at the right time. We're having a little argument about who the most powerful Pokemon happens to be. Precious, what do you think? Who do you think is the most powerful Pokemon? Me. Well, I know you want to become tougher, but I hope you never give up chasing your dreams. I heard this story. Somewhere in the world there's a Pokemon that was made for fighting. A Pokemon made for fighting? Yep. They say it has so much fighting power, all it can think of is defeating anything it meets. That's a rather savage Pokemon. I shudder to think. Where might such a horrid Pokemon be now? Rumors say it is storing its power. They say it's sleeping in a dungeon somewhere. That rumor. It's true. Charizard and Blastoise. Oh my gosh, what happened to you? They're hurt bad. What exactly happened? It's what that Wynut was saying. We were wiped out by that Pokemon. What did you say? There's no mistake. It said it was made to fight. But that Pokemon's power, there was nothing fake about it. It really was the most powerful. Charizard, you okay? There is a cave far in the west. It's there. I never want to go back again. Oh my gosh, Blastoise went down too. They need help, now. I'll go get someone. Wow, it really exists. A Pokemon that tough. But, you know, we now know that Pokemon is in the Western Cave. I still don't feel like going out there. Going anywhere like that would be way too scary. I'm scared too. Oh, I'm afraid. The cave shunned by all out of fear. The Western Cave is now open for exploration. That was a really cool cutscene. I really enjoyed that. Just setting up for the next story arc in a way that wasn't just talk to someone in town was really nice. We've got a lot of things to do still in this game. I'm going to think carefully about what we do next. I feel like taking on the Western Cave will probably be really difficult, so we won't be doing that straight away. We have a couple of other story arcs to focus on, and I think it's about time that Precious and Ashley joined up together again. So, in the next part, we'll start a new story arc. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you then. I hate this dungeon. I freaking hate this dungeon.